Chair recognizes Elizabeth Boyd.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Boyd, and I'm coming to you in support of HB 2120, and I'm here on behalf of Jordan, Jacovian, Peyton, and Shamari. These are my children. I feel the need to present to you the face of prison and criminal justice reform, the forgotten victim, the children of incarcerated parents. The victim that without reform in the criminal justice system has a 70% chance of becoming incarcerated as well one day. These children need HB 2120 to one day give them a parent and not just an incarcerated parent. The day of the arrest of the parent, their life was forever changed, almost like experiencing a death. These children face a stigma and a lack of social support that leaves them broken. Most single parents who are now raising their kids alone without child support cannot afford the phone calls or the travel costs of visits to provide these kids with a much-needed contact with that incarcerated parent. The kids only hear from society, just like I heard today, how bad prisoners are, and they are confused because they love their parents. As a parent of 4 boys between the ages of 4 and 17, I'm asking you to understand that children of inmates are victims too. I'm asking my lawmakers to pass HB 2120 to allow rehabilitated parents to come home sooner so that a positive impact can still be made on the lives of the children. Crime continues on for generations if we only have punishment and no reform to reunite the parents with their children. Our children's education, self-worth, and future all hinge on one day seeing their parent as reformed and not just a criminal locked away. I ask Texas to pass this bill not even for me or for the inmates, but for these children, and to prevent future generations of crime, poverty, pain, and incarceration. I am proud that recently my 11-year-old Peyton came to the Texas Family for Justice rally and stood in the face of the stigma he faces to plead his case. However, I would be more proud of my lawmakers and representatives if they granted more paths to reform and showed my son they heard his plea, that he matters and isn't forgotten. I asked for HB 21 to be passed as there are 10% of children in Texas who have a parent that's incarcerated. These children didn't do the crime, but they are doing the time as well. I need the representatives and the public to know that people don't go to prison, but families do. I'm raising 4 young men with their dad incarcerated, and statistics show that means I'm at risk to lose 3 of them to prison as well. Please pass the bill and help break the cycle. I'd like to also close with a belief that in a just society, a person is worth more than their worst mistake they ever made. I'd like to say that my husband, who was earning his bachelor's degree in the seminary program at Darrington, who teaches ESL to a class at the prison, who teaches a CrossFit program to the prisoners, and who has never been in trouble once in his so far 4 years incarcerated, as well as pretty much convicted from the law parties, and not actually always true that that person was the person that committed the violence, that I'd like to say he's worth more than his worst mistake, and he's also worth enough to be a parent again to my children. Thank you.
Any questions for the witness? Thank you. Thank you for coming. Chair calls.
Lewis. Lewis Bell.
Lewis.
Bell.